Okay, let's be real for a second. You've got this massive project due, right? But instead of, actually opening the document, you suddenly find yourself deep cleaning your baseboards with a toothbrush, or maybe falling down some wild Wikipedia rabbit hole about 18th century maritime law. Yeah, we have all felt that sinking guilt. But in today's explainer, we're going to completely flip how you look at this habit by digging into the surprising brain science behind exactly why we put things off.
It really is the ultimate question, isn't it? Why do we actively avoid the things we rationally know we need to do? Okay, let's dive into this. Because for years, we've all been conditioned to believe it's just a simple lack of discipline. That you're just unmotivated or even worse, just lazy. Well, let's go ahead and dismantle that idea right now. Because the latest neurological research actually points to a completely different culprit.
Which brings us to section 1, not lazy, just emotional.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that to truly fix the behavior, we have to recognize a massive paradigm shift. Procrastination is absolutely not a time management problem. It is actually an emotion management problem. Think about it. When you feel that sudden, overwhelming urge to just walk away from your desk, you aren't avoiding the task itself. What you're really avoiding are the heavy, uncomfortable feelings that the task is triggering.
And those feelings, they're typically things like stress, boredom, confusion, or even a really deep-seated fear of failure. Look, when you're staring at a blank screen, your brain's threat detection system literally registers that confusion as a localized crisis. It has no idea where to start. So, acting kind of like an overprotective parent, your brain swoops in and tries to rescue you by seeking out an immediate feel-good distraction. It's basically sacrificing your long-term achievement just for a really quick mood repair.
So what's actually happening up there? Let's look at section 2, the battle in your brain.
You see, this isn't just some abstract psychological concept. It's a very physical, invisible tug-of-war happening inside your skull right now. In one corner, you've got the ancient limbic system. This part of the brain is entirely focused on survival and instant gratification. And then, in the other corner, there's the prefrontal cortex. That's the much newer, rational architect of your future plans. The glaring issue here? Well, the limbic system is an incredibly fast, automatic heavyweight, while your prefrontal cortex requires conscious, exhausting effort just to engage. If we could somehow listen in on this fight, your limbic system is basically whispering, "Hey, this is stressful. Let's just watch one quick video. Come on, you deserve a break." Meanwhile, your prefrontal cortex is desperately pleading, "Wait, think about the deadline." But because that limbic system is just so much faster, the instant reward almost always lands the very first punch. And honestly, that right there is exactly why you don't do what you know you should be doing. But it gets weirder. Moving to section 3, the illusion of future you. Beyond that limbic battle, your brain is playing some sneaky psychological tricks on you, starting with something called temporal discounting. And this brilliantly illustrates how we disconnect from our future selves. Basically, it means we care far, far less about future consequences than we do about our immediate comfort. In fact, and this is wild, fMRI scans show that when we think about our future selves, our brain activity looks identical to when we're thinking about a complete stranger. No joke. So when you push a project off to Friday, your brain literally assumes Friday you is some sort of superhero who will just effortlessly handle all the work. Which leads us to probably the absolute biggest lie we ever tell ourselves. Oh, I work better under pressure. Look, we have all said it, but science confirms this is purely a rationalization. You don't actually work better under pressure, you just finally run out of alternative options. We really have to remind ourselves that future you is still the exact same you, just armed with significantly more stress and way, way less time. And that traps us in section 4, the procrastination doom loop. The thing to realize is that procrastination isn't just some one-off poor choice you make on a random Tuesday. It's an actual mechanical habit loop that reinforces itself over time. Think about how it goes. Step 1, you avoid the task. Step 2, and guys, this is the real danger zone right here, you feel a wave of temporary relief. That's a literal dopamine hit. Then, step 3, the deadline looms closer. Step 4, panic sets in and you rush to finish. Step 5, you feel terrible guilt. But here's the kicker. Because your brain got that hit of sweet relief back in step 2, the habit is now grooved even deeper into your neural pathways, perfectly primed to repeat the whole cycle again. Section 5, science-based ways to start. So the crucial point is, while we can't completely eliminate this, we can manage it with science. Listen, you can't totally delete procrastination. It's a built-in evolutionary mechanism, but you can hack it. And the hands-down most effective strategy is the 5-minute rule.
Since your brain is absolutely terrified of the emotional weight of a massive project, you just trick it. You tell yourself, I'm only going to do this for 5 minutes, and then I can stop. That's it. Because the friction of starting is always the highest hurdle. Lower that barrier, bypass those limbic system alarm bells, and just watch how momentum naturally takes over once you begin. Here are 3 more rapid-fire tactics to engineer your environment for success. First, shatter your tasks into ridiculously small steps. Saying study for exam triggers huge emotional resistance. Saying read 1 page doesn't. Second, relentlessly remove friction. Seriously, just put your phone in another room the night before. Less friction equals more action. And finally, harness that dopamine for good. Reward yourself. After a deep work block, take a walk, go grab a snack. Make the reward a deliberate tool to reinforce your good habits rather than an escape from your work.
Ultimately, procrastination is not a sign that you're somehow broken. It just means your brain is executing its ancient programming to protect you from short-term discomfort. So, the absolute secret to productivity isn't waiting around for some magical, elusive wave of motivation to hit you. It is developing the skill of taking action even when your motivation is completely at zero and your emotional resistance is peaking. So I'll leave you with this final thought to ponder. If you take these science-based tools and you consistently apply them, what could you actually achieve? What incredible things could you build or create if you finally stopped fighting your own brain and started working with it? The next time you feel that irresistible urge to endlessly scroll, just remember that invisible battle happening in your head. Take a deep breath and give it 5 minutes.